There we go. And welcome to the second session of Witch Girl Adventures here on my channel. I am Little Red Dot. These are the witches of this game, and they look fantastic. Last week we only had 3 witches. This week we have 5. Next week we will have 6 and a guest. So, just gets better every week. So, yeah. We are here tonight to roll some dice and tell some stories using this awesome system called Witch Girl Adventures. I'm going to tell you more about that, but before I do, I'd like to go around to cast and crew here. Really, I'm just the crew. It's just me. It's really just me. But the cast are all these beautiful people, and I'd like to introduce them to you. So we're going to go around top to bottom and find out who they are and what Witch Girl they are bringing to the table. And if you are new to the Witch Girls game tonight, no fret, because they're also going to tell you what kind of magic that their witch is kind of into, because all witches have some magic that they are into. So let's actually start with RTS Cosplay.
Hello, I am Tiffany, otherwise known as RTS Cosplay, and I am playing Persephone Rosewood. She goes by the name Percy. She is a rustic witch with her favorite magic being elementalism. So she's all about the plants, but she's also all about the fashion and the Instagram. And if you want to find me, I'm on all socials as RTS Cosplay, or you can find me with my podcast, NXN Quest, which is North by Northwest, which Chelsea is also on. So that's me.
Yeah, and actually, I believe if you scroll to the bottom, there is a link there to that said podcast on my schedule. And if not, you can definitely go at least to my Twitter and get it. So get on that.
Do that for sure. No
Awesome. Next, we have Gluttonous Geek, our beautiful Loretta Matry.
Hi there, my name is Catherine Barsonistis. I run the geeky recipe blog, The Gluttonous Geek, and I play Loretta Matry. She is a witch who was raised in a 1950s-style sitcom world, and is just suddenly learning much about the world of color and the year 2018. So, yeah, She loves food, fashion, and her fat, tabby cat, Mr. Whiskers.
Oh, right, I forgot about Mr. Whiskers. How could I possibly?
How could you? My new best friend.
How dare I? Nice. And with us for the first time this week, we have Eris Savad.
Hello, I am Eris. I make a bunch of geeky, nerdy accessories and stuff. You can just look at my Twitter. It's right there. And today I'm playing Raven Callahan. She is a very peppy witch who is addicted to flying, and yeah, she enjoys adventure. Let's say that. She enjoys adventure. So we're gonna get into some trouble today because she was not in class yesterday.
Day before finals, and she was missing, along with two of her other sisters. Though we don't know exactly where or what they've gotten into either, but I'm sure tonight will only be a clue. So that leads us directly across to our other brand new witch to the channel this week, Miss Renee. How are you?
Hi, I am Renee Rhodes. I can be found on Twitter at RayDNR, and also as a part of the podcast I'm a part of, Fate and the Fable Maidens, which is an all-women family-friendly show. Thank you. At Fate FM Cast on social media or at fatefmcast.com. And I play Morwen Locke, who is a time and space witch who has found herself very out of her time and space. To the tune of like a couple hundred years. So things are really disorienting. And so I feel like she can probably relate to her new sister that she hasn't met yet. But she's been here for a little while. She was forced into boarding school. So she's catching up. She's kind of that mix between, she's a sorceress. So she's like, oh, I totally know things, but also she totally doesn't know things because it's been a couple hundred years.
She can explain what the internet is to me.
Yeah. Sounds great. Let's do it. So yeah, I think she's been very much studying because her knowledge of history stops right where she left it.
Oof.
So her history final is what she's most concerned about, especially since she kind of thinks that if she has good grades, maybe they'll send her back to her time and everything will be okay. So she's working on her history final and totally skipped out on history class to study for history. So we'll see what ended up happening with that.
Yeah. We are going to take final exams today. Let's let that not be forgotten, because I, the teacher, have not forgotten that today is final exams. But we have to get to our last witch girl, who I'm pretty sure is actually the most concerned about
100%.
finals. I only say that because she was kind of panicky last week. So why don't you introduce yourself and tell us this panicky witch girl?
Hey, I'm Shauna Nakasone, Flying Source on Twitter, do art and other things. I'm playing Jessamine Hana, goes by Jess. She is an outsider witch, so she's more used to the normal world rather than all this magical craziness. And she specializes in healing, but her real passion is in sports, specifically the broom sports. Something that she's worried about losing if her grades are not good.
Yes.
And also, she is also, to complete things, half werewolf, so there's also that.
There is also that. Though probably a well-kept secret or not talked about very much. This is also true. She is aware. Wolf?
She's aware that she's a werewolf.
She's aware. She's aware. Yes.
Aware square wolf?
So I am Little Red Dot. I will be your storyteller and your GM for tonight's little Witch Girls adventure that we're going to hop into. I am so excited to bring this game to my channel. It is the first time it's being played live on the internet. So welcome. You have marked something in history. Congratulations. And more importantly, you can actually cause some drama to happen up in this Witch Girls adventure. In fact, every time that you subscribe, you follow, you donate bits, you're going to drop a few things into this cup down here in this bottom corner. And more importantly, it ups the drama bar directly atop my head. Once that drama bar fills, drama happens. Who would have thought? So, get on that, fill it up, let's get this drama bar full so we can keep drama on our witch girls. Now, last week was quite an eventful thing. We learned a lot about the new student, Loretta Maytree, and her history with living in a little bit of a dimension created by her mother. And she has been accepted to the Willow Mist Academy, along with the other 5 girls, only 4 of which we're going to have a chance to meet tonight. And, yeah, Loretta got a little bit of a shell shock, I think, when she first came in. We gave her a tour of the school, but only after she had to attend history class, the day before final exams. Oh, a little drop in the cup. Thank you. And, she, let's see, how do I say this? She learned quite a lot, I think, about witch girl history. Your professor seemed a bit perturbed that the only person in class that wanted to speak up was Percy, as Jess was promptly hiding behind her book. But she did manage to scale through class after we learned a lot about the witches' history and their connection with the mundane world. Most importantly, that somewhere after World War II, the witches made a decision for all mystic creatures to wipe the memories of the mortals, of their existence. Now, the witches live under a set of codes and rules, one of which is that they are allowed to tell certain people in their mundane lives, but they cannot make it vastly and widely known that witches and their kin, including wares, fae, exist. Now, the rest of the mystic world was very upset that the witches did this. So it has caused some interesting hostility through time. But some things never change. And what doesn't change is that witches must attend an academy before they are 18 years old to learn magic and how to use it. So we tried to help Loretta take all this in by giving her a tour. We met a very important character. Anybody remember who she was?
The princess.
She was, in fact, the princess. I have been waiting so long to play the princess. And we don't know a whole lot about the princess other than that she's mean. She's just real mean.
She's very mean.
Yeah.
Very mean.
So mean.
Yeah, I'll be honest.
We don't bow to her.
Yeah, she's just a real mean little lady. So we don't bow to her. We learned, though she was very accepting of Loretta's of Loretta doing it, but that's okay. She hinted at the fact that, and Loretta learned, she's going to have to work a job, which starts on Saturday. And the Yule Cotillion, the event of the kind of year to cap it out before you go into a new semester, is happening in 2 days. 2 days for Loretta to get a dress and a potential date for all of you to get a dress and or slacks or whatever you choose to wear, really. And whoever you choose to bring, which I've heard that dates could also be very interesting for this game. So we picked up with Percy, Loretta, and Jess having had an eventful day, also going to town and meeting a boy. That's a key thing, who works at the diner where Loretta is going to have to take up a job. And they...
Oh no, anything but that.
Oh no, not the cute boy that I work with. And you guys kind of had an evening at dinner and then went probably to your dorm where all 6 of you sleep, but your 3 sisters remained missing even after sun went down the night before final exams. So we're going to start with 2 of our 3 missing witches. Marwyn, tell me a little bit about the library here at Willow Mist, since you seem to potentially spend a lot of time in it.
Yeah, those bookshelves are tall. Like, taller than any bookshelves I've ever seen. And I often find myself, like, climbing up the ladders to find a book, to, like, comb through, realize it's not the book I need, and have to do the same thing over again. It's pretty dark, dim lighting, and I find myself there probably too often deep in studying, which is mostly me hitting my head against a book.
Now, is that because you don't understand or because you feel like you've already learned this?
Because I don't understand, really. I feel like I keep thinking I'm gonna learn it, but then I look around at all of the books and I'm just like, there's too much.
Yeah.
There's too much history. How on earth am I supposed to remember it all? It's only been and then that happens, and then I get lost in that for a little bit.
Yeah, so you sit staring and banging your head against a table for a while, trying to read this history book. Somewhere you're reading about the Civil War, and the group of witches that hated the travesties that were done in the American Civil War in particular, and about the help that they provided to those that were attempting to escape slavery. And it unfortunately bores you to death as you begin to kind of fade off into a sleep. As most do, sitting at the library alone the night before final exams. And as you snooze, you begin to dream a little bit. You begin to dream of the woman who taught you witchcraft. What does she look like?
She was taller than I was, and I always felt like I was looking up to her in more ways than one. She had black hair like mine, which is not black anymore. Perks of time travel, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
And so she had kind of sharp, angular features, and her eyes were very dark as well. But she was like very powerful in everything that she did, like in everything she wore and everything like every facial expression she made. It was all intentional and purposeful.
And she trained you for many years, and you stayed her apprentice, am I to understand that correctly?
Yeah.
Yeah. She appears before you, and she stares you deep in the eyes, and you stand in a kind of endless void. Her black hair streams down her back and meets the kind of darkness around you. Her, I'm guessing, pale skin probably glows. And as the shadow casts across her face, you watch as she casts her eyes upward. They have that shimmer to them, like that maybe even of a reptile or something darker and evil. And she reaches out her hand, as she has done many times to you, and she says, "Come."
I take it.
And she begins to walk. Your feet are in about 2 inches of water, and you both walk barefoot along in this black emptiness, holding hands. And she says, "There is one coming who will need your help."
Here? Coming here?
No, not here. There.
Oh. Oh, there.
She too is lost to time.
Oh. Well, I know that feeling.
Yes. She could use guidance. And somebody that understands her.
I'll do whatever I can.
There will be another that needs your help. I am sorry I'm not there to do it for you. But you must find the sticky bun.
What?
Find the sticky bun, child. Find the sticky bun. And she kind of like fades off into the distance as she leaves your hand sticky with icing.
Wait, come back. I miss you. I'm coming back. I don't know when. I'm gonna pass my history test first.
And as you say that, scenes of history that you have been reading all day long pass by you, that of the Civil War, and the Salem witch trials, which of course were just a ridiculous hunt against mortal, and then of course the great boom, as they call it, the wiping of the memory. And as the flash happens, you come to, with the hand of somebody on your shoulder, that of your sister Raven. Raven, what do you look like standing here, like waking your sister from her studying?
Her almost unnaturally golden blonde hair kind of bobs a little bit around her eyes because it's cut with bangs, and the rest of it almost glows because she's a witch and that happens. And her bright green eyes, which almost seem to glow as well, are just completely filled with excitement. She almost seems to bubble as she says, Morwen!
What?
Oh
my gosh, I fell asleep. Gosh.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. We gotta go get some sticky buns.
What? I look at my fingers to see if there's like icing on them.
Yeah, you like and you're like, it's all gone. Nothing but the smell of old books and a little bit of drool, maybe. But
sticky buns?
Yes, they'll help you study. I promise. Come on, let's go. We'll take my Vespa. Have you ever ridden on my Vespa before?
No, I don't think so. But
Come on. And she like grabs you and she starts running off with you.
Okay, sure, yeah, let's go, I guess.
You pop out to the front of the library, which is attached to the main building. It has its own like exterior entry as well as interior one. But you see the Vespa. I'd love to hear what this Vespa looks like as the sun hits your eyes. You can only imagine it's probably mid-afternoon. You are currently both missing history class.
Yes.
And you see this Vespa. What does this Vespa look like? Since it is your flying utensil, or machine. Utensil.
Yes.
Your flying utensil! I summon Fork of Flying.
Well, you've got riding utensils, you've got flying utensils.
Sure.
It only makes sense.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
This Vespa in particular is lavender with light pink stars all over it. In addition, it's got a little basket on the front, which is also pink. And, you can see that she's already got a couple things in the basket. Just some random trinkets and baubles. Nothing real big, like just some cookies and a book.
So
yeah,
cute!
That's about it. But she kind of, as she's running out, she grabs her keys with a little charm on it that has a butterfly, and she just starts shaking them, and she's like, "Come on, let's go!"
Okay, I'm coming. Are we sure we have to go on that?
Yeah, it's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's got a seat.
I see that. Okay.
But it's a lot faster than walking.
Raven, these had better be very important sticky buns.
They're super important.
Okay.
I'm guessing the both of you hop on the Vespa.
Yes.
All right. You hop on the Vespa
Reluctantly.
and start it up. And the Vespa putters, as most do. And as you kind of like down the sidewalk about 10 feet, it begins to lift in the air. It kind of had to get going. And it putters with both of your weights on it as it takes off.
Hold on.
The theme song for Chitty Chitty Bang Bang starts playing.
And both of you fly off over the campus of Willow Mist. It is a beautiful sight to behold. Of course, the main building sits in the middle. To the north, you have the stables, and you cannot miss the stadium where... does Raven play on the team as well?
No, she wants to, but she's not actually very good at flying on brooms.
Oh, okay.
That's why she has a Vespa.
Oh, I see. Well, so
her mother thought it was safer that way.
So, okay, wait, here's a question. Is she on the team but just stays on the bench all the time, or she, like, hasn't ever made the team?
She hasn't ever made the team. She just keeps having accidents all the time.
Those Halloween decorations where it's a witch wrapped around a tree. That was
that's Raven.
Question, though, does Raven want a broom?
She does.
Okay. I imagine for some
have
reason all I can see is Clueless in my mind. You know, like when she's learning to drive in that Jeep. Yeah, she's just like taking off car windows and stuff. Well, the good news is you are set out to find the sticky bun by a rumor. Actually, you came to an old woman who told you that she would in fact give you not just any broom, but her broom if you brought her the sticky bun. She told you where you could find it, and surprisingly enough, it is in a mundane mall, just outside of town, about 45 minutes.
Perfect. We can fly most of the way, and then we'll land somewhere private, of course, and then we'll go to the mall just on the regular Vespa. And it looks totally normal.
Okay.
You say this as you buzz up over the top of Willow Mist, and you see your headmistress walking in with a student, somebody you don't know. She carries a very fat, fluffy orange thing, and the headmistress's assistant carries bags behind her. You can only assume that is the 60th girl. And you two zoom off just to see them walk in the front doors.
Oh, I hope she didn't see us.
I didn't make eye contact, and I think that's Mormon just like squeezing her eyes shut. She like sees the headmistress and she goes, ah.
I'm not here.
You like a cat. If I can't see it, it doesn't exist.
Movement.
So I am going to need to get from Raven a flying skill here. I mean, we're gonna have to like just make sure you don't like, crash or anything.
Oh no.
So I believe that there is, if you've taken it, was it broom riding?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna take your broom riding plus, I gotta pull this character sheet up. I can't believe I didn't have those open already.
Is it body, I think?
Yes.
I think it's body.
Body. It is body.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. I can't remember what it's called. It's like, yeah, body.
Body. I've got my sheet next to
Beautiful. I'm pulling mine up as we speak. There it goes. Okay. Now I have it, so I have a reference. So body, yeah. So you're going to take your body, roll that dice, and add your broom to it. Or your broom riding skill to it.
Raven, take your body.
Roll your body.
Roll it. Yeah, body
Body is
roll.
ready.
All right.
I rolled a 6 total.
A 6 total. Okay. That's actually pretty good.
Not that bad.
So maybe it is because it's the Vespa and not a broom. But you
Yeah.
actually do, oh, nice, okay. You do manage to get you out of town. You fly over the small, mundane town that Willow Mist is attached to, Willowbrook. There's like a little, a mom-and-pop style main street. You see the high school. And as you exit town, you fly over quite a few kind of dense and thick forests. It is Maine, and it is quite beautiful this time of year. Snow is here and there on the ground. The trees are almost all entirely lost of their leaves. And off in the distance, you see kind of a larger city. Probably you guys live in a kind of suburby area. And as you fly into it, you can't help but see this mall. It's not too terribly big. Most people would not consider it a mall at all, but it is there, and it has some shops in it. One in particular that you have been sent to.
Okay. I will find somewhere, like, probably behind the mall in, like, a loading bay area to land.
Okay.
Away from people. And then just kind of drive around and park in, like, a parking spot.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to drag my friend in to get a sticky bun.
Great.
So this whole time I've been like basically muttering under my breath to my sorceress master who like just appeared to me in the dream and told me the sticky bun was like really important. And I'm also kind of like holding my stomach and I just sit on the Vespa for a second after we park until Raven like pulls me off. And I'm just like, are we there? Are we there? And then I put my foot on the ground like it's gonna disappear from under it. So
you like test it.
It's
yeah,
okay.
make sure it's solid. Okay. So where is the sticky bun?
It's this way. And
Okay.
She points to a revolving door, something that is 100% a mundane thing. And you didn't really grow up in a mundane world, Morwen, much less
No,
this
a modern mundane world.
mundane world. It's a Friday. I had to think about that. It is Friday. And that means, or no, I'm sorry, it is Thursday. So it's a relatively empty mall space. Most of what you see are kind of moms and that sort of thing. But the high school would be, having school and class just like you should be having school and class.
Don't judge. Cinnabon is important, Chelsea.
I love it.
Someone came to me in a dream and told me the sticky bun is important.
It's
so-
true. And not just anyone, but your,
My someone.
yeah, your someone. So, you guys, I'm guessing, do you walk in just a front door? You're good to just go in after you park?
Yeah. I'm just following Raven. I think she's probably moving way faster than me anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys enter into this
And as she walks, she kind of almost trips over herself every once in a while. She's not the most graceful person.
Oh.
She has the heritage of Jinx.
Oh.
Oh, okay. I love that. So does that mean
that's actually a thing?
Yeah.
wait, I want to look at that. Do you have to, isn't it like there's a it's almost like a wild magic surge. You get like unlucky things like happen to you, right? Am I wrong about that?
Yes.
Yes.
That is a thing.
I'll have to look into that because that's gonna be fun.
Where is it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
love stuff like that.
Yeah, that is so. Wait, what is it called again?
It's
Jinx.
the Jinx heritage.
Oh, it's so good.
That's awesome. That's very awesome.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
For whatever reason, I can't actually find the PDF right now.
It's okay.
So,
It's okay. I've got you. So, it says despite being accident prone, you rarely get seriously hurt. So it's kind of like an unlucky, lucky kind of a thing. So you're gonna ignore some damage points. I'll get. Jinx is a -1 to all their rolls, and when they miss a roll, something comical always tends to happen.
Okay, so that broom flying would have been a 5 then.
Okay. Well, you still would have made it here. It might have been a little rough on the up, but you got it. So you do in fact get in, and when you walk in, you've walked in kind of actually the front door. So there's probably a fountain and kind of a lobby type area or open area here in the mall, and the mall seems to be shaped in that of kind of a cross. So there's 3 wings basically directly in front of you, including the entrance that you just came in. You know that there is a food court, of course, and a few other pretty mundane shops like JCPenney and the like. So when you entered, though, it seems that there's a group of high schoolers from the local Willowbrook High that are skipping class.
What was that?
They are skipping class from the local high school, and
How dare they?
And the two of you walk in. Are you both in your uniforms? You should.
I would be, yeah, because I just got dragged to the library.
That's true, and it's Thursday before classes are out, so you would have to be in your uniform. So both of you walk in.
Raven is very proper. She would actually be wearing her uniform most of the time.
Oh, like by choice.
It's almost like a thing for her, just because she forgets she's wearing it, so she just keeps it on because she has so much to do.
Oh, I see. Oh, I love that.
She forgets to change.
I was about to say your outfits are just secondary to the more important things in life. I love that. So this group of high schoolers, there's about 5 of them that sit around. There are 3 girls and 2 boys that sit on like a bench near the fountain, kind of around it. They look to be a little rough around the edges.
I don't want to go over there.
Yeah, I think I'm walking tall now that we've like hit them all, and I'm trying to pretend like I look like I know where I'm going, and I'm not just following Raven Callahan through this mysterious, mundane mall.
Raven is continuing to almost skip down as she's at this point probably linked arm in arm with Morwen.
Oh, okay,
it's,
sure.
It's easier that way to drag her along.
Stand together, stand tall.
Yeah.
Morwen tries, despite the skipping and linked arms, to like walk with her shoulders back briskly. It's not working very well, but it's an effort.
She's not quite skipping, but the pace is so like erratic that it's almost like skipping.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I see. Okay, so there's a briskness to like, and an upbeatness to the walk. Okay, very cool. So as you pass them, the 3 girls kind of like nudge each other. You hear them to begin to whisper to one another, and one of the boys stands up, and being mostly empty, he doesn't care that I guess that he's yelling in a mall, and he says, "Ew, look! It's Willow Mist girls."
Ew, look, it's you.
He like turns and looks at the guy next to him. Nobody says anything, and the three girls stand off the bench finally. One of them has kind of those like dark roots that bleach out into the ends. She wears way too much black eyeliner, and she wears a pair of fingerless gloves. And she cracks her knuckles as she walks up to you. She seems to be, like I said, rough around the edges. And she says, "I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said."
You should get your hearing checked then. Okay, we gotta go. Bye.
And she goes, "Hey, I wasn't done." I was going to say, "Oh, you walk past." She reaches out and grabs you and goes, "Hey, I wasn't done talking to you."
Oh, well, you should be. So, because we gotta go do stuff. So,
Is this your girlfriend?
I mean, we're friends.
Sister.
Oh, and she like looks at the two girls kind of beside her. I see. And what brings two Willow Mist girls to my mall?
Sticky buns.
Yep. Sticky buns.
She kind of like looks left and right again at her two kind of posse, and she says, "The sticky bun cart?"
Yep. That's what I said.
Well, you see,
You really should get your hearing checked.
in my mall, I get to say who buys what and where and when. So, today the sticky bun cart is closed.
That's cute.
I don't think you really understand how malls work.
She says, "I don't really think you understand how my mall works."
Why is this your mall?
She kind of looks around and she's like, "You two don't get out much, do you?"
No.
Obviously not. But you know what? That's fine. That's what we're doing today. So if you'd let us go, then we'll just, go on our way and get our sticky buns, and we'll leave your mall alone.
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't have to see us again. Look at that.
Yeah,
Problem
exactly. Problem solved.
She kind of squints and she turns and like eyes her. She said, "All right, go on, go get your sticky bun." She kind of gives this grin and a smile. They all snicker, as if they're in on something that the two of you are not.
Raven, I feel like there's something up with the sticky bun.
Well, the only way to find out is to go and find out.
I love this character so much. I love Raven. Okay, yeah.
Oh gosh.
And the five of them,
Sticky buns.
yeah, the five of them like stand there and watch the two of you as you. Do you know this mall well, Raven? Are you like in terms of your mundane life? Are you from this area?
I think she probably would have been.
Okay.
Because that would have been probably an obvious choice for her mother.
Yeah,
Is
and
to kind of keep her close by.
yeah, and Willow
But-
Mist is a particular witch school in that it does exist in the mundane realm. For that reason, it kind of merges with mundane culture more than most other schools.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know this mall pretty well. You probably came here as a child, or have at least visited a few times, so you know exactly where the food court is. And you both...
I leer at the people as we walk away, just like,
The two guys, like, don't like it. And they, like, lean back as you walk past them. The food court's relatively empty except for the sticky bun cart, obviously, that's there in the middle. Along with, a little coffee kiosk. And then, there's, a crap Chinese place. And probably some kind of, makeshift hamburger spot. But not really much of a food court. And a Shake Shack, because why not? And,
There's always that Sabaro's pizza.
yeah, there's
Yeah,
always a bad
there's
pizza. There's always a bad pizza place. And pretty average and normal. The only people really in the food court is an older woman eating an ice cream cone and a mother, and her two kind of younger kids that wouldn't be in school. And everybody that attends their food court stand. Or kiosk or cart.
Straight to the
Exact-
sticky buns.
the sticky buns.
Behind this sticky bun is a very handsome boy. He couldn't be more than about 16. And he has like a funny little hat on that looks like a sticky bun. It's very embarrassing. And he wears a, like a, an apron and everything to go with it. It's just an atrocious thing. And he leans on the cart and he's like, yeah.
Morwen, like, leans forward and kind of sets her arm on the cart and is like, we're here for a sticky bun, yo.
Do you have a particular, like, kind of sticky bun? Because we have 12 different flavors.
I just look at Raven like 12 different flavors.
Was I told a particular type?
You were, in fact, told a particular type. You were told to get a bumbleberry sticky bun by this old woman.
Bumbleberry bun.
A bumbleberry bun.
Okay.
It's not on the menu.
Raven leans in and says, "Excuse me. Do you know where I can find some bumbleberry buns?"
Just hearing you say that out loud.
Yo.
she
This is not some kind of innuendo term, is it?
the boy, like, looks left and right. He, like, leans in. And he's like, well, we don't have a bumbleberry on the menu.
Is it a secret?
He leans in and goes, yeah, it should be.
We'll keep it a secret. Shh.
Of course you can have a lemon sticky bun, ma'am. How do you know about the bumbleberry buns?
Raven says, "But of course I know. I know, like, everything."
And he squints his eyes. Who are you?
Wouldn't you like to know? Can I have my buns now, please?
He, like, looks around as if somebody in this empty food court on a Thursday at a small is gonna notice. And he reaches under the counter, and he picks up what looks to be like some kind of landline here in the mall, like a phone. And he, picks up and he's like, yeah, I'm taking my break. And he hangs up as if maybe a management office or something he was reporting to. And he grabs a set of keys, he locks the register drawer, he closes up the sticky bun thing, he, like, locks it all down. And he says, well, come on. And he walks the both of you down and out the back into what is kind of like, the secret hallways and malls and things like that go in the back end of the retail stores. They're murder hallways. They're awful. If you've ever worked retail, I hate them.
Terrifying.
They're horrible. They're absolutely horrible. And he leads you down it, and the lights, the, like, fluorescents are, like, beaming. One of them's like that buzzing noise that eats away at your retail soul. And he stops at a unmarked door, metal, and he takes a special key out of his pocket and he, like, unlocks it and pushes it open. And as he does so, you see on the other side that this seems to be some kind of portal. The other side leads to a different mall. A witch mall. A very mystic one. And you immediately see it. Herbs and spices hang from the ceiling. It seems to be letting you into some kind of, like, almost like a bazaar. It's very busy. Witches walk around everywhere. Different kinds of creatures. They're familiars. As well as what look to be potentially immortals. If you've ever seen one before. And some probably werekin and fae and things like that. It's just like this mystic market, we'll call it. And he says, good luck on finding that bumble bun.
Oh.
I just look at Raven, I'm like, I understand the secret now.
And he, lets both of you walk through at your pace.
Yeah, Morwen also, like, winks at him, like, very, very overt as she goes through, because that's what she's learned you do from TV.
Well, it's funny because he takes it as you're coming on to him and he blushes a little bit. Because he's just a teenage boy. And what about you, Raven?
Oh, she just she winks at him, but that's totally like I'm sure he can tell that's 100% in her character. I can't wink, so I'm not gonna try it. But she winks at him. Does not look good. And then she's immediately going to continue looking for the bumbleberry buns.
All right, so you step in to this like witch's bazaar, which is I think the best terms I could use for it. It is bustling, like I said. Most of these are going to be open stands or like open window fronts versus like large scale stores. Lots of exotic things, from like literal clothing wares. You see some potion shops, those kinds of things. But the smell of what potentially could be like a food district hits your nostrils, both of you, pretty readily. As you both step through, there's you almost step over like a monkey. He comes like like through your feet as he's trying to catch up with someone, and like pushes through and makes a noise as you probably step on his tail. He's like, ah!
Sorry, buddy.
And he looks up and he goes, "Watch where you're going."
Oh, does he have
Yes,
little
sir.
symbols?
Why? Of course he has little symbols. Why wouldn't he have little symbols? The monkey's like, yeah, he's like, "Hey, I'm walking here."
I've got a dance to get to.
And he bustles past you. Do you? What are the two of you? What would you like to do in this moment?
I'm going to follow my nose to the sweet stuff.
I grab Raven's elbow again, link arms,
Yeah.
and hold on tight.
I would say more when I don't know how much you got out, but you do know a little bit, probably more than most of these ladies, about old witch lore and culture. And
Yeah.
if this is the place you think it is, this place has been here forever. It was set up and is meant for witches. It's very if you need it, you can find it here. It's almost like a black market, but not quite as black. It's like a, So, both of you follow your noses, and sure enough, you're led to this food district. Holy cow, can witches cook. There are stands and cakes and all kinds of, especially the witches that like farm and things like that, just odd fruits and vegetables, brilliant and bright colors, some of them even patterned, which is really bizarre, as you kind of walk through.
Oh. I think I'm starting to recognize it the further we get in.
Yeah, like maybe you've been here before, at least you've been seen it before and talked about it, those kinds of things. Maybe even your mentor had mentioned coming here.
The infrastructure. I think a lot has changed still, but like, oh, no, this looks like something I remember being at least in this section.
Oh, yeah, okay, so I see what you're saying. It's like, oh, yeah, it's changed, but I've been here. Yeah. No, I remember this. And you start kind of, you're like, okay, I don't necessarily remember a sticky bun shop, but we're in the right place. This has been and will always be the
Like, we
food
passed
market.
a gargoyle that I recognize. Or something like that. You know?
I met that gargoyle.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And
So
I imagine Raven probably would have come here when she was a kid, but this is mostly new for her. This is the first time she's ever come.
yeah, your mom may have brought you like once or twice before you had to keep some more things on the down low as you got older with your father. And yeah, a kind of a middle-aged woman, long, thick braid. She does wear a cloak, steps up and says, "Would you like a cucumber?" It is huge. It is the biggest cucumber you've ever seen. It's like this big around, and kind of squat and not so like long. And she's like holding up this giant, it almost could be a gourd.
Oh, no, but we are looking for buns.
Oh! She
Where can I find them?
This woman, she stops him and she goes, "Human buns or sticky buns?"
Sticky buns.
Oh, well, if you're looking for sticky buns, you're gonna just want to go all the way down towards the end, and I believe the bun shop, the sticky bun shop, it's down there. If you
Wait. You can buy human buns too?
Oh yeah, but you have to go, to a different section. Have you never been here before?
No.
Oh, okay. Human parts
not
are
for-
sold on the north end of the bazaar,
Okay.
in the black market district, because
Right.
black magic and all, sweetheart. She kind of pats you on the head, realizing that you're probably like a new witch. You're learning things.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, sticky buns. That way.
Sticky buns.
All right, let's go. Come on.
You guys walk down to the end. There is a stand, similar actually to the kind of cart type scenario. The difference is this is not a commercialized, mundane thing. It's kind of this weird gypsy cart. And attached to the front of it is actually a centaur, as if it pulls its own sticky bun cart.
Oh.
I just got so many jokes that I just... Okay, hold on.
You simmer on that for just a second.
Let me...
I like the idea of a centaur that pulls his own cart.
The centaur pulls his own sticky bun cart.
He's got sticky buns for days.
Sticky buns for days.
Hey, I heard you had nice buns.
And he's a beautiful centaur, let's not be real. He has golden, luscious dark locks that hang. He makes the buns with his own hands.
He's got good buns.
He's got good
bun.
buns.
good buns.
Good centaur buns.
Wow.
And
He's also good with his hands.
he is also good with his hands. This is, in fact, a PG channel. And,
Nothing we have said has been anything but sticky buns, Chelsea. Get it together.
This is why I had to stop for a moment. Like, wait, hold on.
Like,
PG. Okay.
So, the centaur sees the two of you kind of eyeballing him, and he rolls his sticky bun cart your direction.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does. And he looks down, being a very large centaur, and he says, "Are you two looking for some sticky buns?"
Yes, yes, they are.
Yes.
We've come so far to...
Very important sticky buns.
Yes.
Oh, well, let me see. Are you looking for a particular kind of sticky bun?
You have any bumbleberry buns?
And the couple people around him also gasp when you say such a thing. He goes, "I'm sorry, ma'am. I can't, I cannot sell you a bumbleberry bun."
How dare.
Is there something wrong with them?
And he leans in. He's like, "Ma'am, I'm gonna have to ask that you stop saying bumbleberry buns."
Is it?
It's a bad word.
And he kind of looks and begins to deduce that maybe the two of you are young. He's like, okay, these aren't like adult witches that have stilted their age, let's say, or changed their demeanor. He says, "Ladies, you know that bumbleberry buns have been outlawed for many years. Who sent you on such a quest?"
Some old lady.
The centaur, he leans down and he says, "A dream." Kind of squints his eyes. He says, "An old lady and a dream and a bumbleberry bun."
What does it mean?
He says, All right. I will do you both a favor, for I fear that you will become arrested if I don't manage this problem." And he actually unstraps the cart from his back and goes around to the back side where he makes the buns on his cart. And he motions you both over and he says, "I'm going to do you a solid and make you what it is you seek. But this old woman, if she wants a kind of a bun, she's not a woman you want to be talking to."
Good to know. I'll remember that.
All right. So you watch him reach his
Time.
next time on Witch Girl's Adventure. So he reaches into the back of the cart and fuddles around. He's talking and looking at the both of you. And he begins kneading stuff and and he begins making some things, and he looks around, reaches in for a very secret bottle and shakes something out and kneads it, and then you see he's got a small oven. I say oven, it's almost like a Dutch oven attached. And he's like, "Come out, you have to toast the buns." And out comes a small little dragon, a little pseudo dragon, and it goes and toasts the bun right in front of you. And this sticky bun cooks almost instantaneously. And he pops it out and he puts it in a little bag, unmarked brown paper bag. And he says, "Do not let anyone get their hands on this. And you tell that old woman she is not welcome to purchase from my cart anymore." Do you hear that? He says out loud, I know of no such thing. And he, like, secretly passes to you as if he's trying to play it off to the general public. He didn't just sell you a bumbleberry bun.
Right. Thank you for the blueberry bun.
Yes. The blueberry. You're so welcome for the blueberry bun. And some other person goes, oh, blueberries. I thought they were out of season. Can I get a blueberry bun? And the guy's like, will you both go now?
That was the last one. How about elderberry? Do you have elderberry?
Oh, yes, I do. And he reaches and grabs just another bun off the shelf and, like, passes it to you. And people, it actually has kind of caused some business. And he's like, okay, ladies, move on. I got real customers.
Okay. We're not real customers.
You didn't pay for anything.
No, I got a bun too.
So technically, no.
We get away with this. It's fine. We're just gonna walk away. That's fine.
Yeah, you guys walk away with what is, you have no idea. You don't know what it does. But he made you one, supposedly, a true bumbleberry bun. You source your way back through to the door, out to the mundane world, and I'm guessing skedaddle yourselves back to campus?
Yeah, we'll ride the thing in the sky again.
Yes.
I leer at the people in the mall again as we walk by.
Yeah, as you walk by, they're still there. And they see the bag in your hand, and the girls whisper, it's like, that's not the butter, man. And I was like, I know, it's not that. But they let you pass, for now. But you might have made an enemy or two.
I also winked at the sticky bun guy as we walked past him again, like that.
He blushes again.
Okay.
And this time he's like awkwardly waves goodbye. Oh, you got the sticky bun guy all worked up.
I think we found a date for the dance. Look at
I'm working on. Hey, I know my goals in this game.
So,
buns?
unfortunately, as you
got it.
yes, sticky
Gotta
go
get in
home.
with the guy with the sticky bun cart. That is how you get a good boyfriend.
You as you exit the mundane mall, though, something happens. Time has passed much faster here than it did in the market. It is now dark. Dark. You can hear the crickets out. The moon is high in the sky. It's easily midnight. You miss the entire day. As you hop on, that means in T-minus 6 hours, you will be getting up, or should be getting up, to go to take your finals.
Raven, what happened? I was supposed to be studying, Raven.
It's fine. You're old, right? Is that how this works?
I'm not old. I'm okay. No,
but you're from like a really long time ago. Doesn't that make you old?
I guess. Do you count all the years I just wasn't in existence?
I don't know how time works. You're the time witch.
Okay.
I just make stuff into other stuff.
Okay. Okay. So, I am freaking out a little bit. But I also, my signature spell is teleport. And so I would like to teleport back to the school.
Nice! Okay, are you taking her and everything with you, or is it only you?
Nope, just me. I'm just gonna freak out. I'm gonna...
You're like, oh god.
I need to study. And then, and the way it works is it's like a puff of smoke, and then I'm at the destination. So I think we're, like, in the parking lot, and I'm just like, study, poof.
Yeah.
And then I'm at the school.
You poof, do you want to poof into the library, or you poof in somewhere in particular?
I'm gonna poof into the library because I left my owl there earlier.
Oh, okay.
Looking over my books. I really thought I was gonna be back earlier, and everything's still spread out right where I left all my notes and stuff.
Okay, so okay, yeah, you poof back into the library. It's actually closed. And you poof into an empty, dark library next to your stuff you're in. But it is other than maybe the librarian putting books in, and she looks over, and she simply says, the library's closed.
Time flies. I'm just gonna start grabbing all my stuff and try and get back to my dorm room.
Yeah, you scutter into your dorm room pretty quickly, and you see that there is a new person sleeping in your room. A fat, round poof ball sits at the end of the bed snoring, alongside your three sisters, Percy, Jess and this new person. Your bed is untouched, exactly as you left it. And thank you all out there so much for that. Thank you. And oh my gosh, we're just gifting subs all over the place. Thank you so much. That is so kind of you. So do you sit up or you want to sleep or what's your plan?
Yeah, so I'm gonna light a candle and just spread my stuff out on the bed and keep studying until I just pass out on top of the papers.
Yeah. So
I have my owl I'm on a perch.
Oh, I forgot you have an owl. That's right. Yeah, it's like
you.
Percy rolls over when she hears the door and sees Morwen come in, and kind of just she can see how frantic she is, and just with a little snap, she lights a little bit of light above her bed for her. Because I have sunlight as a spell, but I'm gonna contain it really small for you.
Thank you.
And then she goes back to sleep because she's ready for this test.
Yeah.
Percy's very smart. Honestly, if Morin had had more time to study with Percy, she probably wouldn't have been as worried.
There were note cards. It was a color code system.
Wow. Yeah, okay.
Percy was in it to win it.
So while you guys settle in for what is going to be a very short evening of rest before the night of your final exams, old Raven still has the bun, her Vespa, and I guess the drive to take it to the woman. What is your plan?
I'm gonna get that. Well, hold on. So was I supposed to meet the woman at a certain place at a certain time?
She simply said, bring it back to me. She did not say when. She just said to bring it back to her.
Where was she?
She was actually, there is a small creek that runs along the back, where maybe, who knows, you practice broom riding. It's just kind of a quiet place. And you found her there next to the creek, when you went back there. And she simply seemed to know that you may want a broom and how you could acquire one if you would bring her the sticky bun.
Raven's eager, but she's not stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So she's gonna go with another person. So she's actually just gonna go home with the sticky bun in her possession, which sounds really bad, but
So you take the bun back. It does take you a little bit, and when you return, you see that Morrowind is still kind of nodding, probably studying. The rest of your sisters sleep, and there again is a new person in the empty bed. It has been that way since the three of you have been here all semester, or I'm sorry, the five of you have been here all semester together. But now somebody occupies that space. It doesn't look well lived in yet or filled in. Each of you do have a bed, a dresser, and a desk. It's a very large kind of shared space.
okay. I kind of just put my stuff down. I hide the sticky bun in a drawer, underneath some stuff in a little box that I have.
Mm-hmm.
I hide the sticky bun. I go ahead and just get dressed, and I make sure that my alarm is set for the morning so that I don't miss my test.
Very good.
Kind of hear Jess's bed kind of rustling. She's like, if you didn't skip to get food, you should have taken the rest of us.
Bun.
Yeah, if you have them. I didn't get a chance to eat. I've been studying.
Okay, yeah, I still have half of one left here. And she hands you half of the other bun.
Oh, the elderberry bun?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was you're not going to hand her the bumbleberry bun.
No. You have a half of an elderberry bun.
Oh, thank you.
Loretta stirs in her sleep, and you realize it wasn't her cat who was snoring. So the cat looks up and makes kind of the you know how cats are when they smell something tasty, they kind of make that sniffy nose.
Oh yes.
But yep, Mr. Whiskers is totally making a sniffy nose.
But he makes the sniffy nose at the other bun, as if it's towards the drawer itself. Yeah, he's yeah.
Mr. Whiskers is going to eat your bumbleberry.
You point at this cat, and he gives you what I call grump face. All cats do it. It's when their eyebrows go totally flat, and they have that moment of peering right through you. He gives you that look.
Kidding. I don't know who you are, Don't touch my bun.
He kind of looks around and he assesses the situation, which is that it's probably too much effort for that bun, because he knows he's going to be fed in just a few hours. So he gives up, rolls back over, stretches, pushing Loretta to the side because it's his bed, and proceeds to go back to sleep. Each of you sleep pretty well through the night, unless you might be worried about your finals. And morning comes. It is the morning of final exams. By 7 a.m., classes start at 8. The hallways are bustling with girls, some of them in a panic. Others of them look like they have studied all night long. Their uniforms are a disaster. Nothing is tucked in. There's not even a pair of suspenders. What is happening?
Percy's, like, corralled the entire room. She's like, you all have to pass. We're going to get there early. We're going to all have pencils. Like, we're, like, going. Like, she's corralled the entire room. She's like, we have to have a breakfast. You gotta go.
And
You need breakfast? Oh, I can help with that. And I'm gonna cast Shopping Spree.
Okay.
all right,
This
cool.
is like the best spell ever. Hold on.
Or snack, I guess several times. Well, Shopping Spree is easier because then I can do multiple things. I'm just gonna get everyone a full, I would say, plate of cinnamon buns.
How apropos.
Yep. She's an adorable little cinnamon bun.
You didn't know about the bun. So
As well as, well, do you prefer coffee or orange juice? I mean, I'm more of a coffee girl myself.
Coffee.
All right, coffee all around.
juice for me. Everybody says I have way too much energy already. By the way, hi, I'm Raven.
Juice for Raven.
And as you guys had this...
Right up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Now,
Hi.
oh, right. You guys didn't meet Loretta. She's our last girl for the room.
Hi.
Hi.
Loretta Matry, nice to meet you.
I saw you yesterday. I mean,
Oh,
I didn't see you yesterday.
did? Oh,
We didn't cut class.
Raven.
okay.
Morwen.
What?
What were you doing?
Yeah, what were you doing?
Studying. Very much studying.
God, it was only the three of us in there with Mr. Gripa. Thank God that Percy answered everything because I didn't know a damn thing.
We wanted to make sure we were ready. You know, we were just studying on the topics that we felt we were the worst at, while, you know, everybody else studied on all the general stuff.
Oh my, I feel a deception coming on here to your sisters. So I am going to have a roll from both Morwen and Raven here.
Okay.
Because
I
both
mean,
of
I was planning on it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. By all means, you were studying. That's not a lie.
I planned on studying it. That's why I was gonna skip class.
But you know, going to class helps you prepare for the test.
Yes, but if I had to learn more things, I thought maybe if I could study 90% of it, that it would be okay if I missed 10% of it rather than not studying all of it.
Checks out.
I love this so much.
By the way, Raven was totally fibbing, so I did that on purpose because I want to use the fib trait.
Do it. Yeah, roll it up. And I
I want
believe...
to see if anybody actually believes her because studying was not at all.
I was about to say,
mine.
make it a social roll and then add whatever benefits that gives you. Whatever the...
Oh, good.
Let's see how we do here, crew.
See, come on. Ooh.
Oh,
8.
an 8. That's actually pretty great, in fact, and it works. I would say at an 8. Does it give them a roll against it? What was the, actually, let me check that, because they may actually get to roll against it. What was the spell called?
It's not a spell.
Oh, it's
a
not.
skill.
It's a skill check.
Oh, well then
It
it's
is-
just a flat-out
it is
skill
a
check. Yeah,
skill,
you
yeah.
you absolutely 100% without a shadow of a doubt that she was telling. She's
Totally
telling the
went to
truth.
study.
She totally went to study. They were studying in the library.
You guys know I would have happily helped you study.
Yeah, but you like to study the wrong things.
The wrong things? What do you mean?
Well, you'd like to study the things that we don't want to study.
No,
Sometimes-
Percy, I totally would have come to you. I just got lost in time,
Okay, well,
and suddenly it was midnight, and you were asleep. But thank you for the light.
that's fine. Well, let's have breakfast. Loretta was really nice to bring us cinnamon buns and coffee, and then let's go ace a test.
Oh,
sticky
I'm
buns.
Morwen.
Oh, right. Morwen, this is Loretta.
Hi, Norwin, and this is Mr. Whiskers.
He's really
It's
nice.
like, meow.
Okay, I just like
Give
spare
him the evil
quick look
eye.
up at Time, which is my owl's name, who's like perched above my bed, and just like make sure that okay.
His head like spins. You know how when owls sleep, you can't see their faces, then he like turns with those like eyes and head spins like almost 180 degrees.
Yeah.
And it looks right at this cat and kind of like makes that sound right at him.
Okay, so long as they're not like fighting, we should be
They
good.
don't seem to be fighting. But as the five of you stand around and enjoy your breakfast about an hour before the first bell will ring, you realize
Percy Instagrams it.
yeah, you have to Instagram your food.
Yeah, you just see like Jess just like when the conversation started going toward studying, like she's eating the food, but she has like 1,000-yard stare just going on, just like
I feel like Jess has like shoved the entire cinnamon bun in her mouth
Yeah,
to
she's
make sure no
probably-
one talks to her.
yeah, she's just
So
And
in her head.
you
Morwen
realize.
watches
Oh, go ahead.
Percy post. Like this is still fascinating to me. All of Percy. So I'm like looking over and
We're like doing
Over
the
her
light
shoulder.
thing.
I'm probably doing the same thing.
okay.
I love that. Yeah, both of you are on either side of her. Like, what is that? What is that?
So I think at one point then Morwen like makes eye contact with Loretta and is like,
So, I am curious about your phone / camera, and when you take pictures of food, can other people on the other line taste it?
No, but they can see how beautiful it is.
Oh, okay.
Exactly why we need food.
Tell them to come to the diner on Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
She adds that to the caption.
I love it.
Like, get your hands on these sticky buns. Saturday at the diner.
sticky hands.
And as you
Sticky
all,
hands,
yeah,
sticky
sticky hands,
buns.
you eat your breakfast, you guys share your coffee, your laughs. You realize that you're still down one of your sisters, Daria Deerheart. Her bed lays empty. She did not return last night. She
Have you guys
is,
seen Daria?
yeah.
I
Not
was
here.
just gonna ask if she was okay. I mean, maybe she got caught up and lost in time too. But
Maybe she's already in the classroom ahead of us?
maybe she shouldn't miss final exams.
Not a good idea.
Usually that's frowned upon, but I mean, has anyone called her?
I don't have a phone.
Does Daria have a phone? Do we know? Do you know,
I
Chelsea?
don't know if she has a phone. I would say, probably not, knowing her. But you could always give it a shot. You can dial it up. Maybe you're like, oh, I have a magic spell, but she doesn't pick up,
Oh,
let's say.
Percy, don't you have that one thing that you can do? You have a special phone, right?
Oh, yes, I do. It's a celestial cell phone, so it can call anybody.
Correct.
Anywhere.
Anywhere,
Oh,
at any time.
cool.
Anywhere. It's magic.
So
Chelsea.
if I get sent back to my time, Percy can still call me.
As long as there's
I
a-
don't. Sure.
It's like a cell
I don't
phone
know.
on the TARDIS. Just doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the TARDIS's phone.
Yeah.
Best friends.
Yay!
I guarantee you then Percy would have put all the roommates in her phone however like it was needed. And so she's gonna try to call Daria.
Yeah, you beep boop 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 up Daria. It goes to what is considered a magic voicemail. That's like it's not even Daria's voice. It's probably like something that's put together by the Witches' Council. And
the
it's like
person
yeah,
you're trying
it's like
to
yeah,
reach is
well,
busy.
yeah, yes. Thank you for trying to contact another witch. She is currently unavailable. You will need to call back at another time, kind of a thing. And you guys, you hang up. She seems to be unavailable, which is odd. That has never happened to you, Percy. When you call somebody with this like magic celestial cell phone, it always connects unless the person is not on this plane.
You guys, I'm almost more worried about her now, because I didn't get her, and that like never happens. I normally can always get through to the person I'm calling.
Maybe she's asleep?
Let's hope so.
Hopefully she's not in trouble.
Does it make a difference if they're asleep normally?
It would, you would, like, hear her dreams, I would think. It wouldn't, like, wake her, because obviously that's, like, rude, right? But you would be able to hear her, like, subconscious thoughts while she's dreaming, because it would still connect, and
so
person would be
it
able to be like, she's sleeping.
So it'd be rude to wake her up, but you can totally hear what she's thinking.
Yeah, you can totally hear her thoughts. Yeah.
Is she dreaming of sticky buns? It's fine, we can't hear from her. Okay.
We don't know.
Oh gosh, what's the counter at now?
Yeah, how many
so
buns?
if I do
Someone
know
is
that from hanging with Percy, I am a little bit worried then. I'm just trying to, like, give reasons or excuses.
I don't know. I mean, sometimes it's told me they're dreaming, and you can kind of hear a little bit, like what they're dreaming. Like, you don't become a part of their dream. That would be, like, crazy. But it just said she wasn't available. And that's not normal.
I don't
Well, I
know.
mean, I guess it means she's busy.
Okay, well, look, bright side. Maybe she's asleep somewhere, and we just can't get to her.
Maybe she headed out early?
Maybe she headed out early. Maybe she's in the classroom right now. I don't know why we couldn't get her then, but hey.
Who knows? Maybe it's just yeah. There's no telling. Well,
Hashtag stressed.
hashtag stressed. And as you say that, because hashtag stressed, you
Definitely
hear
said it out loud.
Oh no.
the first bell rings. You guys have about 5 minutes to get to class.
God. It's all this magic, and
Ravens.
there's nothing to help me on this test.
Oh.
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna get through this. Percy says, she's like pushing everyone, like
Yeah, she's-
towards. The...
Morwen,
all
like, kind of
dressed?
goes over to Raven as they're walking down the hall and is like, did you get back okay?
Yeah. I'm here.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It
I'm really
happened.
sorry.
I mean, it's fine. People, it happens, you know. Sometimes people just, you know, they just leave. It's cool.
Oh my
Oh my god.
God.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Oh, I love that.
I just.
Yeah, I guess
mean,
that's true.
It's okay. You didn't like the Vespa, anyways.
Nope. Good luck on your final. And
You too.
I guess we'll take care of the, later.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'll make it up to you and not vanish on you.
That would be really helpful.
Sure.
The 5 of you book it very quickly to class. Loretta probably still very confused in the hallway as to where she's going. This 3-story maze of a building. Your feet patter along with the rest of the girls up and down marble hallways. And the first class of the day is actually going to be Conjuration and Enchantment. With your teacher, Allison Cadabra. You guys walk in, as do the rest of the girls, quickly and hit your seats. And she says, time to take your final exam. No questions, no comments, no pencils. Stand up and line against that wall. She kind of points. All the girls, like, bustle in your uniforms, of course, and line up. If you have a wand or something, you're welcome to have it out. Each of you will be required to cast a conjuration or an enchantment spell to pass. If you don't have either of those as your magic, you don't get any additional bonuses. You simply roll a magic skill to try to make it happen.
we include our casting?
Casting,
skills?
yeah, so it would be casting. That's where it would start. So magic die plus casting, because it's just a straight cast. And if you have enchantment or conjuration, usually you get some kind of additional bonus for that. Should be at the bottom of your character sheet. So everybody roll it up and give me your full total, okay? Yeah, whatever your rank is how you add it.
Okay.
Got a 6.
A 6. Alright. First real magics. Here we go. Pew pew.
9.
9. Wow. I will be interested to know what it is you conjure or enchanted, cuz jeebies. That's a very high roll.
Quickly trying to add the stuff
God.
I'm.
See, that
That's
was an
okay.
11 for me.
Okay, an 11. Okay, so in terms of your stuff, Renee, it would be, you should have like your magic dice, which is just your base die. So you can go ahead and roll that, and then it would be whatever additional ranks you have in casting. I don't know what you took for casting in terms of like your rank in that skill.
Yeah, I forgot to write that down, so
That's
I'm
okay.
gonna guess it.
Most people are averaging about 2 or 3. What is your heritage and your...
Sorceress.
Yes,
and
so you get
I-
a, yours would be 3.
Okay.
Yours would just be naturally higher. Because you're innate. Like that. Oh, a D10 for that magic die. Ooh, that's rolling all over the place.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, you're sorcerer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe it was your long night. You're not 100% sure. Did you take any magic types? Did you take either of those as a type, conjuration, or enchantment?
I have a free, so yes.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, just take one, and then you usually will have at least one rank. So it actually go up to 7. You have to have at least one rank in whatever you take for that magic type.
Okay.
So, 7.
That's not terrible.
That's not terrible. I'm missing somebody's. Did Jess roll hers?
Yes, just
Oh.
got a
Yes.
9.
A 9. Oh, that's right. Okay. Good news, everyone. You passed your conjuration. And you passed your enchantment final. Things fly about the room. Some girls choose enchantment, so they begin casting on physical items, sometimes on one another, trying to show off their skills. I'd love to briefly go around, just kind of very quickly. Tell me what it is that you enchanted or that you conjured. Let's start with Percy.
Percy conjured a trinket. So it's around like a 1 pound kind of just
Like a statue?
like a statue, yes.
Oh, okay,
I was like-
okay,
I was
okay.
trying to say like kitsch, and then I was like Hubble, and I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I got you.
And it looks like Daria's lizard, because she's worried.
Yeah, it's like because it's on the forefront of your mind, which
on the
magic
brain.
often takes that, especially with conjuration. There's like a little lizard statue. Nice, Loretta. At the highest roll of the girls, did you do conjuration or enchantment?
Conjuration.
What did you conjure?
I conjured a freshly baked apple pie, but since she's not really quite sure about colors, it's mostly black and white. And grays.
I love that so much.
It smells delicious.
And it smells fantastic. Yeah, but it comes out with no colors, like desaturated entirely. I love that because that's how you see the world. Raven.
Raven conjured a small canary,
Aww.
which just starts fluttering around the room.
It's
and
so fun.
she comes back and sits on her finger.
And Morwen.
Morwen conjured a snack, her second cup of coffee of the morning.
Oh man. Just trying to get through final exams. Nice.
It's every college student's mood.
Right?
Coffee is
Ever.
like her favorite thing.
That's fantastic. And what about Jess?
Yeah, so Jess conjures a cinnamon roll and just kind of like grabs it and just kind of breaks, like kind of pulls it open, and she just shows it's like, and just smiles and just kind of like eats it, expecting it to like be filled with bees or something.
Well, before you all know it, after you watch many a girl in the class fail to conjure or to enchant, but most of you pass. Some of you...
we all studied together because we all conjured something.
Yeah, and nonetheless, a majority of it food. The teacher's a bit concerned.
I slice up the apple pie and give it to the girls who didn't make. Like, oh, honey, that's okay.
Aw,
That's
that's
better next time.
cute. Thank
She
you out
just
there.
got here and she's showing all of us up.
I know, right?
Well, Jess is hoping that the sugar high will get her through the rest of
the rest of the day. And once again, the school bell rings, taking you to your second period of the day, which will be grammar, literature, and drama. So you guys come into your grammar, drama, literature class with your kind of young and handsome teacher, Derek Croft. He is one of the only mundanes that teach at the school that is aware of what's going on here. So you come in and he quickly says, "Have a seat, ladies. Today's final. You have one of two options. You can write a piece of poetry, or you can perform one. Choose." And he will start, we'll go backwards this time. He looks at Jess and says, "Would you like to write your assignment, or would you like to speak it?"
I would like to write it.
Write it is. And you will have to roll for this, and I believe it's just going to be the same thing regardless. One of them will be more like a speech type trait, if you will. The other, this would be, I saw this earlier. I'm guessing you don't have Brainiac.
No.
So why don't you just not happening, Chelsea? Why don't you simply roll? This would be a mind.
Okay.
I'll just let you roll a flat mind roll, and then if you feel like there's something that you want to add that's specific to your character to be able to like do it. I don't know what kind of skills you chose, if they're all body based or not, but
nope, I think that's it.
all right. Well, just give me a flat roll then.
All right, let's see. Come on, please.
Come on.
Oh. Ooh.
Okay, a 7 out of just a natural. You pull it off. It's probably not the greatest piece of written poetry, but he does pass you, probably with like a solid B.
Yeah, it was probably something about being like outdoors in the mountains and stuff.
Yeah, he a solid B. Who else is taking a writing? Who wants to do the writing versus the performance? Anybody?
Oh, you know Percy's all performance.
Okay, so the rest of the four of you decide to speak your final exam. Loretta, of course, you're kind of getting a pass for all of this, but they still want to see what you're capable of. It's almost like a pre-test for next semester.
Can I sing it?
Oh, he says, "A singer, have we? Please, by all means." So if you have entertainer, I will take that.
There's also singing as a skill.
Oh, I don't have either one, but she likes to sing.
That's fine. Yeah,
Okay.
sing. Oh, that's right. Singing is a skill. I'll also take if you have. Yes, that
It's
would.
a straight up social.
Yeah, just a straight. I would take a straight social for this.
Yeah.
That's all these roles are going to be, as a social role.
Okay. So that would be a...
Oh, good.
Where's the character sheet? Aha, there it is. So, D8. Haha.
An 8.
Nice. You nail it. What song do you sing, Loretta? You don't actually have to sing it for us. Just tell us what you
I
perform.
can.
That's great. If you feel so inclined.
After you get what you want, you don't want it. I could give you the moon, but you grow tired of it soon. Okay.
Oh, and he's like, "Well, Miss Matry," and he like claps and claps. "I see we have a velvety voice in the group. Is anybody else hot in here?" He seems to be a bit of a drama queen, this gentleman. And we move right along. Percy, you two wanted to perform?
Yes.
Yes.
Would you take art as a skill for this?
Sure, we'll say it's a performance art piece. So not just any performance, no, just it's kind of a weird performance-y art type thing. You can tell me all about it, but I will take art. It's still a social role.
Okay, art. There's my art. Okay. I got an 8 as
Woo,
well.
nailed it. So tell me kind of briefly what this performance art piece is.
Percy is also a little dramatic.
Okay.
And so she does like a spoken word poem about social media in fashion. She's very on brand.
I imagine it's like Instagram, my life, in pictures, like something just ridiculous and weird.
if I had known enough to prep a version of Mike Myers from So I Married an Axe Murderer, like about social media, I would have.
Very nice, very nice. Now, Raven, you too would like to perform.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So that's a social
Sorry.
role and any kind of skill you feel like would be applicable to your performance.
She has nothing.
That's okay.
She has a D8 for social, so that's what she's
Okay.
relying on. Oh yes.
Perfect, man.
Oh,
You
wow.
guys are
You're so
nailing
good.
these.
I-
Nailing it.
Oh no, we're a jinx now. We're totally jinx.
I know. What do you
Oh yeah,
do?
we're about to jinx it. We're gonna totally fail the next one.
We're sorry, Morwen.
She is going to practically almost cheer a poem because she's so enthusiastic. Like she starts off trying to be serious, just like Percy. She's like, yes. And then by the end of it, she's so enthusiastic about finishing her poem. She's like, and then, yes, and then
And he's like, wonderful job, Raven. Your enthusiasm is palpable. And you know, he ushers you on and he says, well, Morrowind, don't stand at the back of the classroom.
Okay. She is going to go up and recite a poem that she knows in Old English.
Oh, this is great. A poetry reciting something,
Oh.
old-fashioned, I assume.
Yes. And I actually am terrible at Old English pronunciation. But I like to think that she is not.
Oh, okay.
Because this is how everything was written. So, I'm adding acting to mine.
Oh, great.
So I got a 5. I'm not very good at the social thing.
That's okay. That's all right. He says a 5. He says, well, Miss Morrowind, not your best performance, but you still pass. Very good, ladies.
Also, maybe not suited for the audience.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that's true, yeah.
Like everyone's like asleep by the
Everyone just like,
Yeah, he's like,
or just like,
no one thinks it's as cool as she does.
even Raven's eyes are kind of closed and like,
she-
oh,
yes, he's
Percy's
like,
that friend that's like a lot of eye contact, so you guys don't.
so you feel supported?
Mhm.
Yeah. He goes, very.
Very polite.
He
Jess
says,
just thinks it's a curse at this point.
oh, yes.
Like it's Old English. She's just kind of staring. Just kind of,
So, once again, he says, bravo, ladies. We will work on some more, and he looks at Marwin, entertaining, bits next semester. Do enjoy your Yule break, and I shall see you at the cotillion in 2 days. And the third bell rings of the day, letting you know that it is time to go to your third period, which of course is history.
Morwen like leans over to Percy as they walk through the hall. Was it not entertaining?
Sometimes people who don't know Old English don't like Old English.
Oh.
So...
Would you like a slice of pie?
ooh, I would.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No, you did really well.
Wait, Percy,
people like
take a
it.
picture. Look, the pie is like me, and it's like I have very pale skin and white hair, and I'm wearing like black clothes and black makeup, and I'm just like,
Percy takes a photo and is like
Isn't that
Caption. Black like my soul.
Yeah, black like myself. Hashtag black like
Final-
myself.
Finals suck. Let's do this. Hashtag killing it.
Hashtag pie.
God.
Hashtag pie.
You guys are killing me. So you, God, I'm loving this. You,
Tells me when I actually start this Instagram.
I know, it's gonna be,
This needs to happen,
I
please.
will bake a grayscale apple pie if you do.
oh my gosh, that
Yes.
would be amazing.
I don't know how yet, but I will figure it out.
We'll paint it. Whatever. Edible paint. Fine.
So, you, all three bolt, of course, to history. Still, there is no sign of Daria. She has missed her first 2 finals of the day, which you know is a pretty bad thing. As you walk into history, your beautiful, kind of Aryan, teacher is there waiting on you, Mr. Agrippa, who you know is actually also your coach. He's the coach of the the broom squad, as
Oh,
you're
cool.
called, because why wouldn't you be? And you guys walk in, and Mr. Agrippa says, "Ah, I see Morwen and Raven have decided to join us today."
We brought you a slice of pie, Mr. Agrippa.
And he says, "Pie! I love pie." And he, like, takes it from you and begins to... Why is it gray?
Oh, is it not supposed to be that color? I'm sorry. I'm
This is good gray pie.
Thank
She's
you.
still learning color.
Oh, well, we'll put her in art class next semester then. And he keeps, like, feeding himself this, like, gray pie as he talks. And he says, "Well, I hope you all studied for
Yes.
history."
Yes.
Great.
What I remember anyway.
He slaps down a multi-page packet of multiple choice questions. 50 of them, in fact. Regarding witch girl history. It would make any witch shudder in their curly boots. And he says, "You will have exactly an hour and a half to complete your exam. Please remember that understanding and comprehending witch girl history is a part of our culture. It is important. And if you fail, you will have to take this course again." And he sets a timer, because, like, why not just really grind your nerves? So here's how this is going to work. If you studied for history, you are going to get a +1 on your exam. If you know that your character would not have been one to have actually studied, you do not get it. You get to roll the mind roll. And if you feel, again, that you have a skill that is applicable, maybe like a lore or a history of some kind, I don't have the,
Magic knowledge, I have that.
magic knowledge, I would say that would
This is not.
do it. I'm looking at these skills now, so I can, actually tell you, because I realized it was on a different page. Oh, here it is. That would be, yeah. I would say in this case, that's okay, Tiff. Yeah, take the magic if you have it. If you have any kind of other, definitely not pop culture. Okay, and in this case, you guys just roll the mind roll, plus any pluses that you may have, along with if you studied or not. And we will take the flat score.
All right.
Here we go. History exam.
Mine's gonna be a flat roll.
Oh, that's about right. Oh, that's about right. Oh, no.
I don't know how she did, but okay.
Percy is fucking nailing this.
Okay.
This is like so typical. Like I feel like this is so typical.
Yeah, it just feels so perfect. It couldn't have played out better. Okay.
Oh.
You don't get your scores back immediately. The buzzer on the bell rings, the timer that he set, and he says, "Please pass your exams forward," as he collects them, and he says, "Now remember, just because you failed your exam does not mean you failed the course. As long as you have done well elsewhere, you have a potential of passing."
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
You just like,
I've done all the extra credit.
if you see, like, when Jess gets up, you just see her, like, her desk, like, where she kind of grabbed it, just has, like, these deep gouges in it. Like, with her not writing hand, like, she's just, like, scratching at the desk.
And of course, the final bell rings, and you are to go to your fourth period. As the five of you exit, still missing Daria, the day is almost done. You kind of the intercom system, as we'll call it, because all schools have one. And you hear the voice, a very familiar voice, that of the headmistress, Miss Amora Mist, who has been around for quite a long time. Her soothing voice comes over and she says, "I would like to see Morrowind Locke and Raven Callahan in the office, please. Morrowind Locke and Raven Callahan to my office."
What did you guys do?
No, we were studying. Come on, Warwin.
I hope it's fun.
Would you like to take the rest of the pie?
Yeah, take her the pie.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. See you later. Sorry.
Good luck.
Good luck.
And as the two of you head towards the office, the intercom once again comes on, and she says, and Miss Amora Mist once again says, "Oh, and bring your sisters."
Oh, and so I think we're like at the end of the hall and we just like slowly turn around.
Yeah, and look at everybody,
yeah.
and the
Got
whole
five still
hall.
in
I was about to
there.
say the whole hallway stops and gets quiet, and a couple of ghosts go. Ooh.
I also conjure up a thermos of
I
coffee
leer
and an
at
ice cream
whoever's
sundae.
going.
Go ooh back. Ice cream, coffee. Everybody's like ooh. As the five of you walk the school, all eyes locked on you. What could you have possibly done the night before finals for the headmistress to pull you out of your fourth exam?
Yeah.
Percy's freaking out.
How'd they know that I skipped that many classes? At night, I snuck out. How'd they know?
I don't think this is about that. I hope it's not about that.
I just
Wait,
start.
if it were about that, why am I coming?
I just
What did
hand
you all
one a
do?
thermos of coffee, the other an ice cream sundae. Start straightening my clothes and prepare to start kissing some butt.
Percy's holding the coffee thermos, just like two hands, just like.
Raven has her books against her chest, and she looks like she might actually fall apart.
Just standing, like, just like straight up, just like rigid, just like getting ready to like get yelled at.
The five of you enter Miss Amora's office. You have probably been here a few times before. Loretta, you were just here yesterday, as was Percy and Jess, just under different, for different reasons. Miss Amora sits in her large, lush, kind of comfy chair, her red shawl wrapped around her, and her blonde hair down kind of in her lap as she holds a cup of very hot tea. The fire burns in the fireplace across from her, and she gestures to the large sofa that will easily fit all five of you.
Morwen goes and sits down looking very, very sheepish and also probably going over her history test over and over again in her head.
Oh, Miss Honora, I thought you might. I see you already have tea, but would you like an ice cream sundae or perhaps some pie to go along with your tea?
Oh, Loretta, you are sweet. But unfortunately, I already have a dessert.
Oh.
She gestures to a brown bag on the table.
Uh-oh.
Percy just like sits down and she's holding the thermos now, but she's like really confused.
Raven, Marwin, it has come to my attention that you skipped the day before final exams. Was there a reason?
I was going to study for my exam.
And you didn't?
Well, I did. I did my best.
She looks over to Raven. And Raven?
Well, I'm sorry.
Oh. I am interested to know. And she kind of leans over and opens this brown bag, and from it she pulls a sticky bun.
Oh.
So that the other three of you see it. I would be interested to know where you learned of such an item.
Are sticky buns new around here?
Yeah, just like you just see confusion and just like it's just she's there's a lot of emotions. Like she thought she was in trouble. Now it's just like this. It's a
Yeah, your headmistress is holding a sticky bun.
Yeah.
I feel like both Percy and Jess are doing that dog, like, huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
She's
Huh?
I'm just looking over at Percy going, are we not allowed to have sticky buns here?
They don't.
I don't know.
Well,
Why is it so bad?
I still don't actually know what it is. If I'm being honest.
So, Raven, you're telling me that you skipped class to go find this item on your own, unprompted, unknowing what it was, and brought it back to campus hidden in your dresser.
Well, I didn't want
Thank
anybody
you,
to eat it on
Preston.
accident, and I was gonna trade it for a broom.
Trade it with who, Raven?
Lady that lives out back.
The woman that lives out back. And for the first time, you see a strange kind of shift in Amora Mist's face. She says, ladies, do you know what this is?
A sticky bun?
Not
No. What? Why?
Any sticky bun.
It's
Raven?
not blueberry.
It is not. Raven, what kind of sticky bun is this?
Berry bun.
It is a bumbleberry
Know what it
bun.
is.
You're just like just laugh a little bit. Like she doesn't.
And she says, yes, Jess, it is a funny name. But do you know why these were banned from witch culture?
No.
No.
Because they are the key ingredient in a very important spell. One that has not been tried and will not be completed in centuries. Now, I find it interesting that a woman that is not supposed to live on our campus approached you, Raven, offered you the one thing you desire most for exchange of a very rare item.
You would think it would have been harder to get.
And she says, may I ask where you got it? For it is a serious crime to make a bumbleberry bun.
There's a secret market and a guy with a cart.
The centaur. She looks disgusted.
They're centaurs? They exist?
You can tell Amora swallows what is probably extreme frustration at the situation and confusion because she realizes you're all confused. She's confused. I am going to take this from you because it is not safe for you to have it, and it is not safe to be on my campus. Ladies, I'm concerned that the person which asked you to find this raven is dark in character and may have wanted you to deliver an item that could potentially open up a dimension to our world that, well, we will just hope that doesn't happen. And she takes the sticky bun over to the fire, and you watch as she plops it into it.
Oh.
The sticky bun burns. It smells wonderful in the air. I will look into this old woman, Raven. The four of you are not in trouble, except for maybe your finals. And she looks at Jess.
She's kind of like.
But remember, I know it is your first few days here, Loretta, and the rest of you it is your first semester, but I see and hear all that happens on Willow Mist campus. Bringing on illegal contraband is grounds for expulsion, Raven. I will chalk this up to ignorance of the situation. But you should not trust every centaur you meet in a market. And you should not trust every old lady you meet out back. Raven, for your honesty, I will gift you something. And she walks over to a closet, one that you've never seen her open before. It usually stays locked. And when she opens it, you see inside that she has about 10 brooms, each of them different and unique. And she kind of looks and says, this one. And she picks it up and walks it over to you and she says, this one is yours. I don't know if it was your gut, your instinct, or simply sheer luck, my child, that you did not deliver this bun back to the old woman.
Well, I figured it would be better to go alone.
Once again, you may be a little jinxed, but you are a smart one. And she boops you on the nose. And she hands over the broom. And she says, this is to stay on campus. I know how your situation is. It is yours. It was my first broom.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Now the 5 of you are late to your final. Yes.
Ma'am, real quick,
Yes, Percy.
do you know where Daria is? We haven't seen her all day.
She eyes you and she says, I do know where Daria is. but it was her own choice, and she must finish this one alone. You will see her
As
tomorrow.
long as she's okay.
She does not say yes or no to that. She simply looks at you and she says, "Let us hope we see Daria tomorrow, yes?"
Okay, thank you.
And she says, "Now, ladies, run along, or you will be late for your last exam."
Okay.
The color drains from Percy's face. She's going.
Jess just rushes out of the
You simply hear her, like, sip her tea.
Morwen just leaves and, like, just watches the fire, kind of, as she goes out.
The sticky bun burns a deep black flame. It releases a poignant smell in the air that wants to almost draw you in, thick like a smoking of cloves. And she watches it burn to a crisp.
Loretta leaves the ice cream sundae and takes it.
And after she thinks you're all gone, she reaches over for the ice cream sundae.
Oh, Percy still has the coffee thermos in her hands, but she's like, her and Jess are flying down the hall, like when they're running. Holding the hat, coffee in one hand.
Raven is also going pretty fast, but hers is more excitement than anything because she has a broom now.
She does!
Broom, and now she has a broom.
You know you can't ride it in the halls, that is
No.
campus policy, but...
She's not riding it in the halls, but she's clutching it to her.
I like that. I was picturing her like on it, but just running, and every few steps she would kind of leap for a minute, and I'm like,
As the five of
She might actually do that.
yeah, as the five of you rush to your final class of the day, which is going to be Jess's favorite. It is physical education and broom riding.
Oh.
Here in the last few minutes, you rush in. You can tell most of the girls have already finished. And Mr. Agrippa stands there once again and he says, "Ah! I see all of you have decided to join us. Did you have a good visit with Miss Amora?"
Yes, would you like some more pie?
"That's good. Mount your brooms. I would like to see you make 2 laps, please."
Raven jumps on and flies
Her
off.
new broom!
Oh, no.
So this will be a broom riding skill, a body plus broom riding for the skill. If you don't have broom riding, that's okay. Just roll your flat body skill.
oh no.
So perfect.
Oh, God. What did you get? Oh, no.
Oh!
Percy's a creature of the ground.
I don't know how this happened either, because that's actually high for Morwen, and so she's just like clutching this and holding on very, very tight, and apparently doing okay. Like, not great, but like okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh,
no.
my goodness.
Oh,
Oh my goodness. Okay. Here we go.
Jess is like
Morwen's the
upside
second best
down.
in the class.
So let's do this.
Jess is like loop-de-loops.
Can I secretly try to help some of them?
Okay,
Oh.
well, this is Jess's thing. Like,
Yep, so
Jess
she-
has got this in spades.
Yeah, Jess, you run loops around them. What I'd like to do here in the last few minutes before we end tonight's episode, which is going to end on the 5 of you zooming around the stadium here on the campus of Willow Mist. Tell me what the 5 of you look like taking your final exam of the day. Let's start with Percy. What did you roll, a 1?
Oh, what?
Oh, Percy.
Percy doesn't fly. She's on the ground. She's a ground dweller. So Percy is not nearly as high as she probably should be flying, and she's kind of like she can't maintain.
Imagine that your toes like drag the ground so you never really leave the ground.
No, she like gets high enough because like he's forced her to like get in the air throughout the semester, so she's high enough, but she still can't quite control it, so she like dips and bobs a lot, and then as she comes in for the last bit of the lap, she kind of starts to tumbling towards the ground, and on instinct she casts Green Thumb and a vine kind of catches her.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Okay. Very cool. All right, Loretta.
She's plants. She's down.
Yeah, the plants catch you. Don't fret. The grass is there for you. It's got you back.
So Loretta sort of eyes this newfangled type broom that she's not really recognizing that much. She's so used to flying a mop instead. And so she kind of gets on there, settles herself, and then just starts going a little bit. Starts going up faster, higher, and then somehow it drops out from underneath her. She goes into a full flip, her skirts fly over her head, and she manages to conjure a giant airbag on the ground to catch her right as she falls.
I see. Sorry, we lost camera there for a second. That was weird. Okay, yeah, so you do, and once again you catch, and you can see Mr. Agrippa's like... he is appalled at your form. All of your forms. It says, we will work on that, Miss Matry.
Not yet.
Yeah, he says,
I'm getting better.
Yeah, he says, we will next semester. Raven.
So Raven was so excited. She rolled a 1. She immediately, as soon as he says in the air, she goes to immediately jump on her broom, trips over her own foot, and actually lands on the ground, spraining her wrist and cannot fly.
Oh no, he runs over and he says, oh, Raven, always so, just a jinx you are.
I just got this broom, but can I try at least? I should really, I should at least try, right?
You should, yes, please, try again.
Oh, okay. Should I roll again, or?
Yeah, he's like, please, since it is a new broom. And he stops, he says, wait a second. And he looks down at the end. And you see at the end, for the first time, that maybe his eyes picked up on it, there's a carving on the end of the broom. And it is, of course, Miss Aurora Miss, like, initials that she has carved in. He says, you are a lucky witch, Miss Raven Callahan.
Really? I don't feel very lucky right now as she's holding her wrist.
He says, he says, we will take care of that. But, witches push through. Would you like to try again?
Of course.
Please. Since you're used to riding a Vespa. He whispers under his breath. Sass from the teacher.
They put me on a Vespa for a reason, okay?
Right.
Now, by the way, I do have 1 point in broom riding. However, because of my jinx, I take 1 point of way.
Okay.
So I actually am just rolling straight rolls.
Okay, that's fine.
So sad.
That's a 4.
A 4. On a 4. Yeah, that's I say much better. It's better for you. And he says, very nice. Sometimes you just have to get back up and try again.
Does this mean you'll let me join the team next year?
That face.
He eyes Jess and he says, well, now that you have your own broom, you qualify for tryouts.
Yeah,
Yes!
you just hear Jess just kind of zooping in and out. I can teach her.
And he goes, you've got a lot of work to do. As he turns and snaps and says, Miss Morwin, you too. And you said, what did you roll, a 3?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
So, I am going to, I'm kind of distracted as I get on the broom, a little bit thrown. So I am just kind of stumbling through the motions, but then the second I get off the ground, I remember that I hate flying. So I'm just I'm gripping the broomstick as hard as I can. And so, it's all very precise turns, she's very much forcing it to happen, and she's doing okay. She's just kind of freaking out, and she looks like she kind of can't really breathe. She's kind of struggling to breathe. And so, she's getting to the end of the second lap, and in this, poof of smoke, she disappears from the top of the broom and appears on the ground and goes, and the broom, I think, either falls or crashes. Do brooms keep going if they don't have a rider on them?
It does, in fact. And as you come off of it, the
Good.
momentum changes because it was speeding and you took weight off of it, and it like a dart, and it pings and puts a hole in the side of the stadium. And you hear him simply say, Miss Morwin, should really have more faith in yourself. You're a sorceress, for Pete's sake.
I couldn't breathe.
He comes over and he says, in those moments, the darkest ones, we must close our eyes, and we must always breathe. Our magic is tied to our breath. Yes, ladies? And you hear all the girls go, yes, sir, all at the same time, kind of. And he says, have more faith in yourself. And please, don't damage my stadium anymore. Now go. It's almost dinner. And don't forget, the Yule Cotillion is in 2 days.
Thank you, sir.
Morwen poofs again just to the door this time.
And your magic is extremely impressive. You do it almost effortlessly. And all 5 of you have managed to make it through your final exams. Daria still remains missing. We will stop there for tonight's episode of the Witch Girl Adventures. You have survived your finals, though not all of you passed history. All of you passed history. So,
Percy passed history.
Percy passed history, just not
passed
so
history.
much. We'll have to
Not
figure
so
out what
much.
happens when you don't pass your final exams.
So convenient
Morwen did her best. So
And that's what matters.
So convenient. That's my coach also.
True story. True story.
We did bring him pie.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did, and he ate it very gratefully. All right, so
extra credit.
so I extra credit, fingers crossed. Pie extra credit. For those of you that tuned in tonight, I simply want to say thank you so much for dropping by. Did you know that you can get a copy of Witch Girl Adventures actually discounted and bundled? I adore this game, and if you like to play tabletops, it's such an easy game to pick up on. It's such a fun game to pick up on. So, here you will find 2 options for Witch Girl bundles, thanks to the writer himself, who has offered 20, I repeat, 20 Witch Girl PDFs for only $25, or you can get the 20 PDFs and a hard copy of the core book, I think for $47. So it's a really huge deal, and you can get all the Witch Girl stuff. There's even like a whole book on like tech witches, which is super cool, and like check it out. So there's some links there for you so you can get on that. If you don't already follow the channel and you like tonight's stuff, go ahead and follow, because you'll know next week when we go live again. For those of you that subscribed and shared all your love in chat today, thank you, thank you, thank you, because Witch Girl Adventures doesn't happen without lots and lots of magic and love. So let's go around and meet our casting crew one last time. They can tell you where you can find them online when they're not here playing Witch Girl Adventures. Let's go backwards, and we will start with our lovely Jess and Shauna. How are you? Oh, you're muted.
Good. Surprisingly, just the scores went surprisingly accurately. Good at broom writing, bad at history. But yeah, Shauna, finding Cirrus on Twitter. I play games. So new things is Greyhawk new show. On Mondays at 8:30, play Liberation of Joff, and where we fight giants.
That's fun. I love. Yep. If you don't support Greyhawk, go support Greyhawk.
Yeah.
Yup. Next up, straight on down the line, Miss Renee. I don't know why I like to put Miss in front of your name. I just do. I did that twice, and it just sounds so snazzy.
That's okay. That works for me. I am Miss Renee. You can find me at RayDNR on Twitter. You can find me in the podcast IDM for Fate and the Fable Maidens at fatefmcast.com or at fatefmcast on Twitter. And I really, really enjoy playing streams, so I've added a few more to my schedule. And recently I've been playing in Nerd Immersion Rise of Tiamat on Monday nights, alternating Mondays from the Prince of the Apocalypse game, which Chelsea is in. So I just miss her every week. But I got to join this stream, so it all works out. I play in Cypher System, Game of Eden on Scraticus Academy, and that one's actually the finale is this coming Wednesday. And it's so stressful. There was an epic car chase after the bad guy, and a lot of wild stuff has happened. It's been amazing. So definitely check that finale out. Cool. And then let's see, I also recently started freelance writing, so if you're interested in help with editing or adventure writing, let me know. You can reach me on Twitter or raydn.com. You can email me at renee@raydn.com.
Super spoilers, but soon you will find Renee on an episode of North by Northwest as
my goodness, so much crossover, we can't handle
spoilers,
it.
I didn't know if I was allowed to say it.
Well, I'm I'm a producer, so I can say whatever I want.
That's a true story. She can do whatever she wants when it comes to the North by Northwest. Awesome. And next up, Eris, where can we find you? And how'd you have fun? Gosh.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so one, that was so much fun. I absolutely love all of you and I love playing with you. That was, oh, wow. Okay. So, yes, I play a lot of games and this is probably one of my favorites. So I am Eris Savad. I play a lot of games, like I just said. And I play so many games that I started making accessories to go with it that I sell. So you can buy ultra portable dice trays and bags and all sorts of stuff. You can find that on erisavad.com, just like my name's spelled right here. You can also find me on Twitter at erisavad, and that's where I put all of the random stuff that I do. I play in a lot of streams, and you can find me on Scraticus's channel a lot, like every Tuesday. And tomorrow we're actually having a fundraiser for two of our players, Jay and Alex, who have to move by the end of the month. And they have small children and they're trying to, make ends meet, and they didn't expect to have to move. So we're doing a bunch of different stuff tomorrow, but it's going to be a 12-hour stream from 1 to 1. And each game we're giving out prizes. And if they make their goal, someone gets a whole travel set from me, custom made. So.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
Well, if nothing else, go get
That's
yourself
tomorrow.
stuff. And more importantly, go help two people who are part of our gaming community. If you don't know anything about me, you know that I am all about community and I'm all about supporting one another. So get on that, go, because we are all family. Games and stories tie us together. So go support somebody that needs it, because we've all been there and we've all had to deal with that. So wonderful. Awesome. And Miss Gluttonous Geek.
Hi there, my name's Catherine Barsonistis. I run the geeky recipe blog, The Gluttonous Geek. This is the only D&D live play stream I've ever done, so it's been a lot of fun, and I'm really glad you invited me. I also have a Witch Girl's Adventures recipe out on the blog for Princess Lucinda's Hexy Biscuits.
Let me just say,
chocolate coffee cookies.
I had one this morning with my coffee at work because she made them and brought them, and they were so tasty. You guys, she and I work together, big secret. We know, like in IRL, we work together. Oh my god, it was so good. I dunked it in my coffee shamelessly.
That's so awesome.
Oh.
I also have recipes out inspired by North by Northwest, as well as The Adventure Zone and Hello from the Magic Tavern. So, if you play a game and you broadcast it in any way and you want to inspire a recipe, just let me know and we'll see what we can come up with together. My website's called thegluttonousgeek.com, and you can find me on Twitter at gluttonous_geek.
And last but certainly not least, my other IRL sister, Tiffany.
Hello, I am Tiffany. I was playing Percy tonight. And you can find me all over the place as RTS Cosplay. I do a lot of sewing and making and things. And then I also, like I said, I'm a producer, a current GM, a player for North by Northwest, which I roped Chelsea into before she even hit the streaming scene.
That's right. I was podcasting before. You could say, just voice,
I
no face.
snatched her first.
No.
So please check it out. It's NXN Quest. If you follow Chelsea, you'll find it. You can find it through me. It's D&D, not actual play. We do a lot of very specific storytelling with it, but it's super fun and cool. Yes. And we're having more guests now, which is very exciting.
Lots more guests this season. I'll tell you, I think at this point, North by Northwest has marked the longest game I've ever played in. It's actually marked the longest campaign I've ever played in.
Yeah, over 2 years now since we originated it, and I think come February we will have hit the 2-year mark releasing, which is really exciting.
Yes, correct. It is really exciting. Holy cow, it's been
so
2 years.
exciting.
It's been 2 years. Literally, they came to me with the silly idea. I was like, let's do a podcast. I was like, that sounds like fun. D&D.
I rolled up. I was like, Chelsea, you DM, and I need a DM for a podcast. She's like, I'd rather play. I'm like, okay.
Which is a true story. And then here we are years later, and now I game 30 hours a week or some garbage. So
That's so cool.
speaking of gaming, I am Little Red Dot. I also play a ton of games online. I've found a very deep passion for indie games. I love people that create games. Games help us play, they help us tell story, and they help connect us on a level of collaboration that just really feeds my soul. So if you want to know more about what I'm doing, you can follow me on the social links I just dropped, or you can also, if you're not really in for social, you can also join me on my Discord. I have a pretty cool community over there of people that just chat all things. If you want to come post pictures of your pets, check. If you want to talk tabletop RPG, check. Are you looking for players? Check. We got all kinds of fun stuff you can do over on the Discord, and it's the best way to keep in contact with me and chat with me on a regular basis, actually. So yeah. This game, Witch Girl Adventures, is going to be happening 2 more sessions during the month of December, so you can join us next Friday night and the following Friday before the holidays really hit into full swing for our kind of closeout of this awesome game called Witch Girl Adventures. I do hope you have enjoyed yourself and that you will join us next week at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as we find out who the old woman is that wants the sticky bun. And somebody's got to go shopping for a dress because the Yule Cotillion is in 2 days.
I can't believe the sticky bun burned.
Hashtag sticky bun life.
Hashtag sticky bun life. And tonight we will leave you with that. Until next time, gang, it was good to see all of you. Have a good evening. Bye.
Bye.